Without pain, how could we know joy? This is an old argument in the field of thinking about suffering, and its stupidity and lack of sophistication could be plumbed for centuries, but suffice it to say that the existence of broccoli does not in any way affect the taste of chocolate. John Green, that's from The Fault in Our Stars.
Aw,
Yeah.
I follow John Green, actually, on YouTube. He's one of the Vlog Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is an excellent quote.
It's an excellent
find.
bit of positivity.
And speaking of positivity, hello!
Hi! Hello.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of
PositiviTea.
I am your host, Miss Mary Lou Ryan.
I'm also your host, Jacob Kahn.
Oh my goodness, we have missed you, friends.
We have.
Yeah.
We needed this in our lives.
Agreed. Oh my word. I look forward to this so much every week.
Me too.
Yeah, I hope you all do too.
Yeah.
Bringing little bits of good stuff.
Little pops of happiness in your
Yeah.
week.
Pop.
Pap.
Yeah, excellent quote. The broccoli does not in any way affect chocolate, how delicious it is.
You don't have to suffer to be happy.
That's nice.
Mhm.
I like chocolate.
You can eat that chocolate all you want.
I mean, maybe don't in reality, but like moderation.
Yeah, but you can. And it's a
Okay.
good thing to know.
All right, Jacob, what tea are you drinking today?
I'm drinking Goodberry tea from Kiki Teas.
Oh, yeah. I'm also drinking this. I woke up this morning, oh my gosh, with a surprise brunch. It's all set out on the table with like pancakes and fruit juice, and it was just magic. And we're drinking the same tea because he made a whole pot of it. So I'm also drinking Goodberry. It's the raspberry, strawberry, berry-licious black tea from Geeky Teas that I was drinking last week.
Mm-hmm.
And
She couldn't get enough.
I know. It's just so good.
Well, it's plus 1 HP.
I know. And it's Dungeons and Dragons themed, so even better.
And surprise brunch is the best type of brunch, right?
I think so. And you know that. Therefore, you executed it really, really well.
Execution.
So moving right along. Last week, your self-care experiment was 2 for 1. Or when you acquire one thing, you must get rid of, donate, sell in some fashion 2 other items. So it's 1 thing in, 2 things out.
Mm-hmm.
How's that been going for you this week?
Great. I bought one thing this week, which was the capture card.
Hey guys, fun fact, we're going to be streaming really fun puzzle games and RPGs on Twitch together.
Mary and I can now hook our Switch up to Twitch for streaming. So that was very exciting because we've been wanting to play those games and broadcast them for a little while.
Friends, we're going to play Lego Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It's going to be so great. Actually, when you're listening to this tomorrow Friday is going to be our first stream. We're going to be doing mostly like fun role-playing games, some indie stuff, classic games, stuff like that, which is just very so of course twitch.tv/MissMaryLou with the underscores, just like all my other social platforms. I've rebranded the crap out of the Twitch station.
Yeah, it looks great. You should go check it out.
It's really fun. I worked really hard on it, and then when we actually stream all the little graphics in it, yeah, I worked really hard on it. I'm excited. I think I just kind of want to play whenever we feel like it.
Me too.
At first, be like, I want Lego Harry Potter. Great, we're just gonna play. So make sure you're following and have notifications turned on. So, because the way that I like to play video games is just whenever I feel like it. So.
Well, maybe we can eventually get into some sort of scheduled routine gameplay.
Yeah, but to start, it's just gonna be whenever. So yeah, so capture card, continue.
Yeah, well, I bought that. So yeah, I did post 2 more things to eBay this week. So I'm
Good.
I am sticking with it. It's the only thing I've bought besides food this week. And I've been tempted to buy lots of things. It's Christmas time.
No.
People are like, give gifts, buy gifts. And I'm resisting all the things. So
Have any of you ever tried this 2 for 1 thing before? Please let me know, because it's just like, it's so liberating and wonderful. And then everything you own just becomes more, it's like more love condensed in your belongings.
yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So last week you said that your self-care activity was actively singing.
Yeah.
How's that been going?
It's been going really well this week, actually. I had another rehearsal. This week is the week. I'm sure you're all sick of me talking about it for now.
Never. Tell us again.
All right. Well, this Saturday, December 8th, is the fundraiser charity cabaret in Hollywood with Broadway LA Unplugged. We are singing all Disney songs.
Woo.
I'm excited. I'm doing Mary Poppins, Pocahontas, Aurora.
Just like that, yeah.
Yeah, just like that. As well as some Hunchback and other things. So I'm singing a lot of pieces in this, and I love them all, and I've been singing them like since forever because they're my favorite. So if you're in Hollywood, come and check it out. It's going to be great. It's at 6 p.m. at the Hotel Cafe, which is really cool. And so because of that, I had another rehearsal this week, which was so much fun. The group of people doing this cabaret are so fluff and talented and just really wonderful to be around. We had the coziest rehearsal and just I love it. It makes me so freaking happy. So yeah, it's been really good for me, and that definitely preparing for that has helped me be like, sing more, Mary. It's a thing you're good at, so do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I felt really, really good about that.
Awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
That's so great.
Yeah. All right, Jacob, so what was your self-care experiment for this week?
I am calling this conscious positive obsession.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to explain this as best I can.
It's okay. It's a half-an-hour podcast. You got lots of time.
So I think you and I were talking about some things that I have, the way that I have described my experiences with what I feel is OCD and
OCTD.
Yeah, well, in
Obsessive
particular
compulsive
with
thought
me,
disorder.
that I think I might have, an obsessive thought disorder where I get into sort of a spiral of usually negative thoughts, and they just won't go away. And in fact, they kind of grow and pile on top of each other and spiral out of control. And so that has been a constant part of my life for a long time. And I'm not sure that I know if there's a way. I don't know what it is to stop the obsessive portion of that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've been trying to do this week in particular is whenever I start feeling that way, to direct my thoughts to be obsessively positive. So if I'm going to be filling my brain with thoughts that I can't stop thinking, why not have them be good things?
That's brilliant, Jacob.
Well, yeah, it hasn't been perfect.
Of course.
It's really hard to do.
Yeah.
And it is also in its own way debilitating still, which is why I hope that there's something I can come to in the future that's a better solution for this.
I mean,
where I can stop the obsession.
Therapy and medication probably, but
for the moment, yeah, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of directing my focus, and it's still debilitating. Like I said, it actually really keeps me from being able to do other things while it's happening. But filling my brain with I'm really loving this game that I'm playing, and I love the world that I'm in, and thinking about all the lore of the story of the game and the characters and all the things I want to get done, and that can really fill up a lot of my attention. And you only have so much room in your attention. If you knock the other stuff out with that, then that's what you're left thinking about, and it feels better.
And I mean, I do think it's going to take time because you're habit building, right? It's like anything else that's trying to rewire your brain, like meditation. Meditation takes practice. Yoga takes practice.
Mm-hmm.
When you're trying to create a new habit, whether it's something physical that you do every day or whether it's something mental that you kind of come back to practice over and over, it takes time, and it's never going to be perfect. It's a constant journey, whatever. I still can't focus during meditation sometimes, and I've been meditating since I was 13.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so it's gonna take practice, but I think this is a really good thing, Jacob.
Yeah, I think it's
I'm
good
so
path
happy
that I've
for
started
you.
on. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope you continue it, and I'm really looking forward to hearing about how you've been doing after another week of this.
It's sort of a thing that I am doing when it happens. I'm responding to it when it happens to. I'm not really making plans to have this be an activity, because these sorts of moods and issues just kind of pop up out of nowhere for me. I don't really know what triggers them, if anything triggers them, but I'm trying to craft a way for myself to respond to it in real time, positively. So
right, yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, what about you this week? What you been doing?
All right. So last week I talked about how the meaning of life for me is balance. So I thought I would continue to consciously work on that this week, because I talked about I'm starting to feel noticeably better. I'm about 7 weeks post-surgery now, post-ankle surgery. However, I'm in that delicate points where I feel a little bit better, but I'm still definitely recovering. So my theme of this week is don't overdo it.
Okay.
Hey friends, I failed this week.
No.
Not failed, but I didn't accomplish this well this week at all. And that's okay. Yeah, it is okay. These are experiments. These are things we're trying to do and are continuing to try to do.
Yeah.
But this week and last week, both, I definitely way overdid it. And it's really taking its toll on my body. 3 out of the last 4 videos I've released, I've been up editing till 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm an insomniac by nature, and I try to nurture myself to the point where maybe I don't go to bed super, super late. Because if I'm working until 4, then I don't get to sleep until 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So that's been a problem. I just did too many things. And even at home, I'm a workaholic. And even if I'm not working on something for the show, I'm always working on something else. And I really need to take more time to rest. I need to remind myself I am not at 100%. And I mean, I'm even a chronic illness warrior. There are many, many chronic conditions that I suffer with that I have less energy to start with anyway. And it's too much to the point where I spent the entire day on Sunday until like after 5 o'clock just in bed. I just couldn't get out. And even the other day, I just woke up feeling more tired than I was when I went to sleep. And I just felt really awful, and other kind of chronic illnessy symptoms were flaring up. And I felt like crap until about 8 o'clock in the evening. I finally was feeling better. So, it's been a week, and I tried. I want to do all the things.
Yeah.
I'm just super type A personality.
Well, I think it's important to remember that it's okay not to do all the things.
I know.
And it's okay to say no to something and give yourself that space. But I'm proud of you for being conscious of it and trying.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna keep trying this coming week, because just like, friends, it's been tough.
I should say too that I didn't completely succeed every time at mine. It's not like I am winning this week or anything.
Well, no, they're experiments.
You know, I tried it out and it was helpful. It wasn't completely perfect, and it's good to try these things out. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing. You know, either it's perfect or throw it by the wayside. Like, you can try again. You can keep trying.
Yeah, and as a recovering perfectionist, this is a good thing to keep in mind.
And a good thing to reiterate.
Yes. I still need to try to not overdo it. I'm going to keep working on this week, keep listening to myself, because the way that I felt this week is a lot worse than in the last several previous weeks. And I'd like to make progress. You know, there are some bumps in the road. It's natural. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. You know, like, it's not always everything goes super great.
Right.
We're trying. These are experiments, and these are things we're going to continue to work on as humans.
Who man?
Yeah, who mans?
Yeah.
Who man? Okay, I am super excited to move on to our next segment for today.
Ooh.
Community news. Welcome to Community News. This is the part of the podcast where I reach out to you on social media and ask for good news from you, the listeners.
Yay!
Yeah, and then I pick some of my favorites and we share it here on the podcast to celebrate and to just bask in the awesomeness of you. Woo! Yeah. So, oh boy. So the first one this week, Jacob, is from Elsa Ray on Instagram.
Oh, hi, Elsa.
Yeah, hi, Elsa. Elsa says, good news, she's warm. She put in a wood stove and it hasn't burned her scamp down. And
nice.
It's their 2-year scamp-iversary, so everything
Whoa.
feels very fun right now.
I didn't know it had been that long.
Yes,
Wow.
I know. So for those of you who don't know, Elsa Ray, you can follow her journey on YouTube at Elsa Ray and Instagram. And for the last 2 years, she's been living in a 13-foot scamp trailer.
Talk about downsizing.
Yeah, she was just getting bogged down by everyday life bills and apartment living and stuff. And so she and her boyfriend, Baron, decided to super downsize, put all their possessions into a 13-foot trailer, and have been living all over the United States ever since.
Which is so cool.
Yeah, Elsa and Baron are really, really huge inspirations for me, and are part of the reason why I've been so motivated to downsize and potentially start some very minimal living. And the thing with their scamp is that they couldn't live in it in the winter in cold places. So I know they like to live in places like Colorado, where in the winter it definitely gets cold and snows.
Mm-hmm.
And this year they put in a little wood burning stove. It's the cutest freaking thing. I think it's called the Cubic Mini or something. It's this teeny tiny wood burning stove, so they can live in the freaking mountains in the winter.
It makes me all warm and fuzzy inside to hear, by the way, I hate the cold. I cannot deal with the cold. I used to live in a very cold climate, and since moving here I just can't anymore. And so I feel very good that you get to be warm.
Yeah, Jacob and I are currently in Los Angeles. We are New York transplants.
Mm-hmm.
And cold tolerance has definitely gone down for both of us, but more so for you, I think, which is really surprising.
I'm sure I could build it back up, but every time I visit cold places, and I'm not even really talking about cold places like I think where you might be right now, Elsa, but God, I can't do it. So more power to you, and I'm so glad that you got that warmth.
Well, yeah.
It's very exciting.
And then when they have the stove going and they're inside their trailer, it's a popping 80 degrees in there. You could even do that, Jacob.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So I was so happy to hear this. You're getting to live the life that you want to live. And I'm so glad that you're warm and that your scamp house has not burned down or anything terrifying like
We're
that.
thankful for the wood burning.
So thankful for the wood burning stove.
Yeah.
So thankful that it's allowing you to live the life that you want to live because you're a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are badasses. Thank you so much for telling me your good news.
Yay.
I'm so thrilled to share it. Okay. Moving on to Facebook this week. Everybody was on Facebook this week. It just kind of changes wherever people are at. Sometimes it's Twitter heavy. Sometimes it's Instagram heavy.
There's a party on Facebook.
It's a party on Facebook every week. Who am I kidding? Miss Mary Lou, look me up. We have a good time. Alrighty, so this is from Anne Ryan, and she says she's starting her cookie baking for the holidays.
Yes.
So Anne is my aunt, and I just adore her. We are so similar in so many ways. Okay, I'm gonna gush about my aunt Anne for a second here.
Okay.
So I saw her for the first time this past summer, for the first time in 10 or 15 years or something crazy.
That's a gap.
That's a gap. But I remember as a kid, whenever we would go to visit her, she was silly and intelligent and confident and goofy and just, she seemed like this fearless, fabulous, strong woman. And I had never seen anyone like her before. And now as an adult, and there's been such a large gap in the amount of time that we had seen each other, but she had been keeping up with me. She's been watching my tea parties on YouTube forever. And seeing her as an adult, I realized just how much she has influenced the person that I have become. A silly, strong, confident, not afraid to be goofy, but also looks good in a classic, like, cocktail dress, loves classic movies and music, and she loves classic musicals. And I just like, Aunt Dan, you have had such a positive impact on my life to the point where I didn't even realize it until I saw you a couple months ago for the first time in so long. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so thankful. So I'm so thankful for you, Aunt Dan. So anyway, I digress.
Does this mean that you're going to start baking holiday cookies soon too?
Jacob, do you just want cookies? You can just ask me. It's fine.
I'm just
Actually, Jacob does most of the baking in this house.
I'm definitely starting holiday cookies soon, but that's awesome that you're getting a head start.
I know. Oh, so my Aunt Anne is a prolific baker in general. She is a decorator of cakes and all sorts of fancy cookies and whatnot. And so I know she loves it. So it's got to be great that you're starting that already. It's something that just like brings you joy. It heats up the house, because I know where you are in New England, it's definitely cooled down a lot. So I think that's freaking awesome. I would love to hear about all the different cookies that you're making. What's one of your favorite Christmas cookies?
I like the ones that have the jelly in the middle.
Oh, like the sandwich ones?
Yeah, it could be the that's what I meant. Like the sandwich ones. I don't care what really so much what's on top. Designs are pretty and whatever, but I just want like the 2 cookies with the jelly in the middle. Yeah. Yeah. What about you?
Oh, Lebkuchen.
Lebkuchen.
Yeah, German gingerbread, or I mean, honestly, any gingerbread. I'm not the most picky when it comes to gingerbread, and we would make these epic gingerbread like castles. When we were younger, you know, we'd like bake little hard candies into the little windows so it would look like stained glass and whatnot.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so holiday cookings, super fun.
Jealous.
Holiday cookings?
Holiday cookings.
Holiday cookies. I'm so glad that you are getting a start on those right. Meow.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We are still sticking with Facebook today, and this is from Kelsey George Mogensen. And she said Jeff and herself negotiated their rent down $200 for next year so they get to stay in their home.
How did you do it? Tell me your secret.
Yeah, so I picked this one purposefully because it's a really important reminder that if you don't ask, the answer is always no. I've heard this from so many people, and it's so true. And I think that's brilliant. And to stick up for yourself and to have the patience and the willpower to negotiate because you know what's best for you. And the result of it is being able to keep the place where you live.
Which is great.
How incredible is that? Kelsey,
congratulations.
Jeff, you guys are my heroes. Yeah. Congratulations. Like, not only did you do something to stick up for yourself, but it's to keep living in a place where you love to live, and $200 ain't nothing.
No, that's a very, very big reduction.
You could buy a lot of tea with $200.
We probably would. Huh?
I mean, like, I'm trying to not buy as much. I kind of measure things in how much tea could I buy with this, like how many cups of tea. So if it's just like, you know, oh, $2, someone's like, oh, it's only $2. I was like, $2 is a cup of tea. So I'm really, really happy that you're able to do that. Like, how freaking awesome is that?
It's freaking awesome.
Freaking awesome. Good news, everyone.
I have good news.
It's good news.
Yeah, this is the segment where we bring you a good news story. Something that happened that was good and not bad for once. Jeez.
Yeah. Again, it's always great to stay informed, but, you know, it's not good to constantly be bogged down. There is always good news.
There's always good news.
All right, what do you have for us this week, Jacob?
This week's good news comes from USA Today. Headline is, a 9-year-old boy convinces a Colorado town to lift ban on snowball fights.
What?
Yeah.
I want to hear this.
The town of Severance, Colorado, apparently has had a ban on snowballs since its foundation.
Oh my god.
The original ordinance classified snowballs as missiles, while an updated ordinance exclaimed, and I quote, no spherical objects formed from snow created by scooping with the hands and compacting it into a roughly fist-sized ball.
Specific?
They're very, very upset about the idea of snowballs. So this 9-year-old boy, his name is Dane Best, and he gave a 3-minute presentation to the town board in which he argued that snowball fights give kids a good reason to play outside and that the children of Severance deserve the opportunity to have a snowball fight like the rest of the world.
This is the cutest thing ever.
After this 3-minute presentation, the laws were effectively decided to be changed, and the mayor allowed him, the 9-year-old boy, Dane, and his brother to go outside and throw the first legal snowballs in the town
ever since its foundation.
Isn't that crazy?
That's bananas. Also, I would really like to see this 3-minute presentation.
I think you can watch it. There's a video in the
Is
article.
that a real thing?
I didn't play the video. I'm sorry. You should check out the
No,
video.
it's okay. I link every week in the show notes the good news article, and if the video is there, look for it in the article, or if I can find it on the internet, I will also include it in the show notes.
Yeah.
Snowballs.
Isn't that cute?
So cute. How old is he? 8?
He's 9.
9?
Yeah.
Still. Whoa. You know, we were talking about, like, it can kind of feel like you as a single human in a sea of the universe. It can feel like you're nothing and you can't make a difference. You can make a freaking difference.
Yeah, you can make a 3-minute presentation that changes the stupidest law.
I wonder what they had against. Maybe the, like, original lawmaker of the town had a bad snowball fight experience as a child or something and was like, F these are missiles.
Yeah, well, I have heard some horror stories about rocks being wrapped in snow and being thrown, or things like that. But that doesn't mean you don't need to jump all the way to all snowballs are evil forever.
We had a rule as kids: you can't throw any snowballs that had ice in them.
Yeah,
because that resulted in bloodiness.
You just gotta be nice about it.
Did you ever have snowball fights as a kid?
Yeah,
oh yeah, me too. We had a no throwing snowballs with ice in them, and no like aiming for the face, because I would always get just like nailed in the face with a snowball, and then it stings, and then it's not fun. But other than that, I had a great time.
If I'm being honest, the snow most of the time where I grew up was never tough enough or icy enough for it to really have that sort of effect. Like, it was always sort of the powdery, you can't really make it into a snowball in the first place, you're just sort of lobbing snow at each other.
Oh no, I definitely grew up in prime snowball weather.
Right.
Oh man, could you imagine like a 7-year-old kid being arrested for throwing a snowball? A snowball? A snowball classified as a missile, because I was thinking missile and snowball, and it came out as snowball. Snowbile.
A snowbile.
A snowbile. A snow missile.
Not a snowbile.
No, ew. That sounds like something else.
Ew.
This is why we're not in charge of the dictionary. Good find, Jacob.
Yeah, that was fun, and yeah, it warmed my kid heart.
Yeah, I think that's great, especially around the holiday season. We'll leave you with this before we wrap up. And I had never experienced this before, obviously coming from a place with real snow.
Yeah.
So like Southern California is the home of the shopping mall, right? And outdoor shopping malls are a big, big thing around here because the weather's generally nice all year round. Mm-hmm. And at Christmas time, they also do this at Disneyland. They will have it, quote unquote, snow. So they basically have these machines, and no, they're not snow machines. They're bubble machines, but not like big bubbles. They're little soap clusters that drift to the ground like big fluffy snow.
Which, in their defense, if you are looking up at it as it's falling,
it looks really pretty.
Resembles the way that snow sometimes falls.
Yeah, it's very, very pretty.
In a nice snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
And one that's not cold.
Yeah. So it will snow, but it will snow little clusters of floating soap bubbles.
Yeah.
And there are people that live around here who've never seen snow before. I had people asking me like, "Oh, is that what snow is really like?" And I was just like, "Oh,
yeah,
no, maybe sometimes." And one of them was like, "Oh my God, the bubble machines didn't turn off one year and it started to collect on the ground." Because that's the thing, when it just kind of like floats down clusters of bubbles, it generally dissipates.
We're going to have to close
easily.
School. It's going to be a soap day.
I know.
I'm going to have to get soap plows.
I got snoped in.
Did you say snoped in?
I did. Again, snow and soap.
No, that works. I like that.
My brain just does that sometimes.
It's Snope.
And it's Snope. Snowing soap. It's snoped today.
That's it.
Okay. That's excellent.
I'm going to leave you with Snope.
Yeah, Snope, where it snows soap at Disneyland and shopping centers across Southern California. Okay. Shall I wrap us up with a positive quote for today, Jacob?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Sign us off.
Okay. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. From Zig Ziglar.
I like that.
Yeah. I thought it was a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, what a good episode today, Jacob.
I think so.
Yeah, thank you all for sticking around, having us in your ears.
Yeah.
We had a certainly wonderful time. At least I know I did.
I did as well. Hope you did too.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to send us any positive news, things going on in your life, you can contact Miss Mary Lou on Instagram and Twitter.
And Facebook. And catch us on Twitch. We're going to stream Harry Potter and other fun video games.
Yeah, well, come watch us play games. It's fun.
Yeah, and of course, PositiviTea Podcast at gmail.com. That's it from us today.
We hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.
And we will see you next Thursday.
Bye.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us this week on the PositiviTea Podcast. If you'd like to connect with us, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Mary Lou, at PositiviTea Podcast at gmail.com, and we are also on YouTube at the Miss Mary Lou YouTube channel. Wherever you are listening to us, please give us a like, a follow, a share, and leave a nice review. We would appreciate a little bit of positivity in our lives. The logo design is by Hilda Meyer Post. The music is by my co-host, Jacob Kahn. I am your co-host, Miss Mary Lou Ryan, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you on Thursday.